Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And happy Friday to all of you. Hilariously, I always have the most tech issues on the days when I have a masterclass plan. But nevertheless, we are here, and I am so excited today to share with you all for about an hour about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Again, I am really excited about the content that we're going to have rolling out. Hey, everyone. This week, I have been really thinking over and considering what kind of information we need as we walk into Mental Health Awareness Month, as we walk towards Mother's Day, as many of us are trying to navigate and create some really amazing things to put out into the world this year. In addition, summertime is coming. Summertime is on the way, and I am always uh reached out to more than normal as moms look for ways, as women look for ways to balance their ever changing, ever shifting, busy schedules. And for this reason, our May masterclass is called Mastering the Essentials. Okay. I'm going to take a second and make sure that I am live in all the places. And I'm so excited to really dive into this content. I believe that time is of the essence. Okay. I believe that time is of the essence. And for many of us, we're trying to figure out, what do I need to do? When does it need to happen? Who do I need to focus in on while I build out these plans and these goals? If you're a woman that's here in this community, I already know that you have a lot of things happening in your universe. You don't have to tell me. Okay. I already know you have a lot of things happening in your universe, especially if you're someone's amazing mom, if you're someone's ambitious woman leader, if you're a founder, if you're a working parent, right? We have so many things that are coming at us at every waking moment. How in the world do we decide as an entity, what do I focus in on first? And so for this reason, we're going all the way in. And I want to make sure that we create a culture of excellence here in this community. I feel wholeheartedly, and we're going to get into more details. I feel wholeheartedly that there is a warring of sorts. Okay, go with me. A warring of sorts where we are trying to navigate or trying to create a path to success that often leaves out the most important people. Okay, the most important people, those people that we have covenant relationships with, right? Those people that we're working to love well and create a really zeroed in strategy for, the people that we started off. Sometimes the plans, the ways that we're going to work on things are leaving out the people that matter to us most. And so today, for just a little while, we're not going to be here all afternoon, but I wanted to give us an opportunity to learn on purpose. Okay, that means that I sent out emails before this live. That means that I've been posting routinely throughout the week to make sure that you guys carve out some time, grab a pen, grab a journal, and let's figure out what the most essential things are for you in this season of your journey. Okay. If you're new here, if you haven't caught me live before, hey, I'm Christina. I have had the honor of serving the world as a productivity coach for the last several years. I am a pastor's wife, and I'm also a homeschooling mom of 5 incredible children. And Momathon has grown in leaps and bounds from when it was first birthed. This idea of just hoping that moms would feel seen and valued and appreciated and understood, that we will create a community that painted this picture that your dreams are possible. Your dreams are possible. Your goals are possible. And yes, you can do it while you are creating something amazing in the world and loving and being present with your family. Okay. So I want you guys to take a second. I want you to share this video with your business bestie. We're going to have some good tips coming out. And then we're also going to talk about what's coming up this fall, the 2024 Momathon Conference. Okay. It's going to be October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. It is one of the amazing ways that we serve you well in this community. Okay. I have been working through this, creating this experience for the last 9 years. We're going into year 9 now. And I have seen across the board the transformation that has happened, not just for all of the ladies that come to attend or take part in programming or coaching or groups, but also just the idea of creating space to work on a better plan of action has been game changing. The idea that I can be okay with choosing something different for myself. That's all right. I'm allowed to do that. Okay. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get down to business. I'm going to check our Facebook group and make sure that we're live there too. And we're going to go ahead and get on it. Okay, everybody. If you would take a second and just breathe with me. Okay. Breathe with me. I have been looking and thinking through for, oh my goodness gracious, live on Instagram too now. The last Momathon has been around for, my twins are about to be 14. So 13 years, like way back when. Momathon's been around for a minute. So I have had to navigate through what was most important for me as a woman, as a wife, as a mom, as a leader. Okay. But I did not start out this way. So we're going to take a second and we're going to breathe together. All right. I want you to take a moment. If you're not afraid to look a little crazy, put your hand over your heart. Okay. And I want you to take some really deep breaths. I want you to pay attention to how you feel in here. Now, I don't live with you. I don't know what's going on in your universe. I don't know what's happening with you and your family right now, or your loved ones, or any of the things. I have no idea what's going on in your world. But I want you to just take a second and do some inventory. Okay, feel what's happening here. Do you feel like you're breathing intentionally? Do you feel like you have space, capacity, availability to absorb where you are right now? Or do you feel like you're rushing, racing, moving quickly to the very next thing? How you feeling? How are you feeling in here? Okay. I want you to take a moment and feel your shoulders. Okay. Feel your shoulders. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel like, oh, what a good day today is? I can do anything. Or is your mind automatically racing past Mother's Day weekend into an assortment of other things that you have to do? What's that feeling that you're experiencing? Are you feeling like you have capacity to show up well, to serve well in the world? Or are you wondering constantly, do I have time for this? Do I have time to add on anything else? Do I have time to make certain things work and come together? Do I even have space for this? So many times we have new ideas, we have creations and things that we want to bring to life. Okay. But often we're trying to figure out how in the world do I do it with this refined thinking. Okay. So let's do that inventory. When you touch here, this is where I show my tension right here. Okay. When your body's tight, you're not breathing as deeply and as openly as you could be. You are trying to navigate and figure out, am I feeling like I am at my best self? How am I feeling? Do I feel capable? Do I feel like I am able to produce excellence into the world? Okay. Am I able to produce excellence into the world? Okay. I want us to begin to make that assessment. Do I feel like I can handle that? Okay, so let's move because our time is of the essence today. Okay, I have a 1, 2, 3. I got more appointments and I have an out of the house speaking engagement today too. So let's get down to it. All right, time is of the essence, especially if you're here and you're a multitasking superhero, anything like me. Okay, I consider myself to be a multitasking superhero. I consider myself to be a woman all by herself who loves the Lord. I am a matriarch of a family. I'm a pastor's wife. I'm a homeschooling mom with 5 kids. I am a business owner. My coaching and consulting business is full time, but I make it work on part-time hours. Okay. So I have all of these different layers of things going on in my universe. Maybe, just maybe, your universe is the exact same way. And maybe you're also trying to navigate what it looks like to have a world that intersects, that all of the moving pieces go together. Okay. What would that even look like? How would that feel for you to be able to do those things and show up in that way? Okay. What would that look like? What would that experience be for you to be that person? Okay. So let's look at it. Let's think of this underneath an umbrella. You have all these moving pieces in your life. How do you master the essentials? Okay. So I'm about to give you guys some things. And I want you to remember or feel internally, I, Christina, had to make this shift before anybody else did. Okay. I, Christina, had to make the shift. I had to be okay with looking at what our schedule was doing, my own personal energy, my own personal self-care. I had to evaluate all of these things in order to make it work. My family made the shift. When my children were maybe 3 or 4, we pulled them out of school and made the decision to homeschool. Okay, that's an example of us making the shift. We made very hard, challenging career choices that showed we valued family over everything, over our momentary comfort, over sometimes couple time. Like, wouldn't it be great if all the kids were in school and we got to be at home or working at the same? We decided to toss all of that aside in the name of our family vision. We decided we were going to lean into what our essentials were. Okay. So let's look at it. We decided to change our schedules. Okay. We changed our schedules as a family, so we had more slower time. That was a way that we made the shift and chose essentials. And we made sure that our values as a family mirrored what we spent our time on. It made all the difference in the world. So for you, as a woman, as a wife, as a mom, as a leader, what essentials do you need to go back to? I genuinely believe wholeheartedly, especially as a woman who loves God and I love my family, I believe that there is a intentional plan of attack against the family. There's an intentional plan of shifting where if we wanted to be more present, it feels like everything in the world comes to take away from that. Feels like everything comes to take away. So you say you're going to have more date nights or more time together, something comes up. You say that you're going to angle things in a new way. Something happens that forces you to do something else. There's always something there to help distract or help detract away from what matters the most. Okay. But if you learn to master your essentials, you will see your capacity go through the roof. You'll see your capacity go through the roof. You'll say, I do have time for this. I do have the energy. I do have this openness. I do believe that I can do the thing. Whatever your thing is, you'll have space for it. You'll have space for mental clarity to actually think through what you want to do next. Okay. You're going to have intentional thoughts that you come up with, ideas that you produce, and you'll have the emotional bandwidth to make it happen. You'll feel a shift in your body. Okay. Those shoulders won't be all tight and locked up like they always are. You'll feel like you have time to breathe. You'll feel like you have capacity. And I always challenge my clients. I'm like, if you keep saying over and over again, you don't have time, you don't have capacity, you're going to see that reflected in your life. God is not going to send you more opportunities, more clients, more abundance if you don't have time for what you have already. So we have to make the shift. Okay. So Momathon, when I learned how to shape things in a way that supported my family vision. Okay. Your vision will be different than mine. That's okay. Okay. Your vision will be different than mine. That is all right. But when I was able to do that, Momathon moved from being a blog that was kind of me telling all of my struggles and challenges as a mom of 3 children, age 2 and under. But my capacity completely changed. And so now I do one-to-one coaching. We have a group mastermind with 20 ladies in it. We have our annual conference. We're going into year 9. We have workshops that we do for corporate organizations, which is what I have to do later. We have so many different things underneath the Momathon umbrella now, but it's only because I was able to focus on what matters the most. Okay? On what matters most. And so for these next few minutes during our time together, I'm going to tell you 4 things, 4 essentials that you must zero in on. If you want to transform the rest of your year, if you want to rest more, earn more, show up more consistently, if you want to see the goals that you put on the vision board explode in a really major way, these are things that you have to do. You have to make the adjustment. You're going to have to choose to pivot. You're going to have to accept your current season and determine within yourself that I'm going to be the person that shows up relentlessly in a passionate, resilient way. I always believe so wholeheartedly in my clients. Okay. I believe so wholeheartedly in you all's potential. I believe in who God made you to be. I believe in your goals. I believe in your families, the ability for your families to partner with you to do amazing things. I believe in this. And sometimes I think it might be our own belief in what we can create and what we can make become possible because we feel held up. Okay. So let's get to our 4 things. Okay. And I'm going to let you guys go on time today after we talk about the conference and some amazing things that are coming up. Okay. Number 1 thing that you have to have, an essential, is a calm, well-managed mind. A calm, well-managed mind. Good afternoon. Many times we make decisions from an impulsive place. We make impulsive decisions, impulsive changes, impulsive shifts. Sometimes it's out of scarcity. Sometimes it's out of glittery object syndrome. Sometimes it's out of I got bored with the current thing I was working on. Okay. But I have to have a calm, well-managed mind in order to show up, in order to execute, in order to be that girl who achieves all of her goals. You have to calm your own mind. Very often we let whatever compromising situation that we're in, if it's working, if our idea is not working, we don't consider it to be just a problem that has to be solved. Like, in algebra, you solve for X. Most of the time, we do not consider this. It's not just a problem to be solved. I need to change everything in my life because this one area isn't working. But what if that's not the case? What if part of having a calm mind and regulated thinking is saying, I know this goal is for me. Here's the simplest way for me to go and get it. Here's the simplest way for me to go and get it. I talked with one of my clients this morning. She's so amazing. She's a therapist. And I have like 5 therapist clients, which is really wild and amazing. So I was talking with one of my clients this morning. She's a therapist, and she had an idea, right? A new idea. I'm always excited about ideas. Share it with me. Bring it on. But sometimes we come up with new ideas because we have an itch and it's almost out of alignment with what we said we initially wanted to do. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, wherever you're watching from. Sometimes we come up with some new things. It's just what we do. And we're not making the decision or the pivot from a calm, well-managed place. We're pivoting, we're changing directions, because we're bored with our current thing, because maybe the current thing is taking too long. Okay. Maybe I haven't cracked the code on the exact way I need to do it to make it successful, but I'm deciding to change directions from a scattered brain. Not because I feel well established, well grounded. So, my question is, when you're going to change directions, how do you feel? Did you pay attention to what your body was saying to you? As in, oh, wow, I feel like God spoke this to me. I feel peaceful. I feel ready for a shift, for a pivot. Or are you pivoting because I just have to do this in order to make it work? Many times we are trying to create big moves, big ripple effects in the world, but we're doing it from a brain that isn't calm. Innately, the human mind is like, it's there to keep you safe. It's there to keep you alive. Okay. It's there to keep you comfortable. Like homeostasis, it is the body's normal reactions to keeping you at this very even temperature, this even mindset, this comfortable thinking. We got to keep you out of anything uncomfortable. And so sometimes we go to make decisions, we go to change directions, but our minds are not calm and they are not well managed, and we are not making a strategic pivot. Part of you mastering your essentials, sis, mama, fellow leader, fellow superhero, part of you managing the essentials, mastering them, is you knowing why you're pivoting. Why are you changing directions? And are you doing so from a calm place? For example, all of last year, for the entrepreneurs here, okay? All of last year, I offered one-to-one coaching in the conference, okay? As the conference ended, I talked to so many ladies who said, Christina, I get all of these ideas when I'm there in the room, but after I leave and go home, I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing next. From a calm place, I said, okay, I've been thinking about how to serve more people. What would that look like if I opened a group program for them? I invited everybody who came, and there were 18 amazing women who jumped all in with me, and they said yes to that. I was able to offer that from a well-managed mind, not from scarcity, not because my one-to-one coaching wasn't booked, because I had plenty of clients, but it was my natural next step to serve more women in my community. Okay? Can you make decisions from a grounded, well-managed place? Or are you making decisions out of scarcity or out of boredom or because you need those 7 streams? All this other stuff that we come up with, we do it out of desperation, not out of this is naturally the next thing to do. Okay? So that's number 1. Part of your essentials is having a calm, well-managed mind. Number 2, your essential is having a constrained to-do list. Some of us, our egos thrive on being busy. Our egos thrive off of being busy. Thank you for keeping notes, Janisha. Okay. Our lives thrive on moving and shaking and handling things and doing all this stuff. We even love to take something simple and add more stuff to the simple thing. Don't we? We add more stuff to the simple thing. Okay? Instead of keeping it as constrained and as streamlined as possible. What if we decided not to add 5 more things, 10 more things to this list? Okay? Even today, I'm teaching you all 4 steps. I could teach you 10. I could throw them like snowballs at you over and over and over again. Okay. I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning and after my morning coaching call, teach this again the exact same way. Okay. And it's always different, but still it's the same mantras because you could very well go and find 5 different ways, 10 different ways, 20 different ways and call them all essentials. But what if it's too much? What if you have this to-do list in front of you that's really amazing and you could take of the 10 items, 5 of them off, 6 of them off? So let's think right now in living color about the stuff that's on your list. I don't know what's on your list. I don't live with you. I might not be coaching you yet one-on-one. That's fine. You do know, though, what's on your list. Okay? You do know what's on your list. So let's think about it. Let's look at it. Pull it out if you need to. You can walk around with your phone if you have to and go find your to-do list for this month, for this quarter, for the year. And I want you to identify 3 things on that list. Okay, of the 10, for example, that would make the biggest difference in your quality of life. That would get you there the fastest. That'll zoom you to the finish line. Okay. For Christina, for example, I am all in conference planning and accepting summer clients. That's the only 2 things I have on my plate. I'm not going to create and add in 20 more things to that list. I refuse to be exhausted, burned out, and running around in circles. Okay. We're doing some corporate work over the summer that's already on the calendar. It's okay. We're traveling. So the big question of the afternoon is if you had to zero in on 2 things on that list, 3 things on that long list that would make the biggest difference in your quality of life, that's going to get you there fastest, what would those things be? What would they look like? How would it feel to only do that thing? What would that be like? Okay. There has to be a constrained to-do list. You cannot expend all of your energy and all of your capacity going to and fro, running back and forth, trying to figure the things out. It's just not lucrative. Okay. So number 1, we need is a calm, well-managed mind. You have to be a powerful decision maker who knows where she's going. So we can make decisions for the long haul, not just because of boredom in the month of May. Number 2, you need a constrained to-do list. Okay. Even if you're only working on one thing at a time, like Janisha, sometimes the things that would make that one thing work, we have 5 things to make that one thing work. What if we took 3 things off of there that support this one thing and still only did 2 things? For example, with the conference, okay? I could, in theory, reach out to nonprofits, organizations, this. I could reach out to 20 different types of communities or organizations or whatever to make it work. I was very strategic about looking for nonprofits that support education, that support Black women's wellness, that support things that aren't in alignment with our goals for the year. What's in alignment with your goals for the year? Pick from that list. It has to be a constrained to-do list. You have to move things off of it. You have to be okay with letting go, because as much as you like this idea and it feels comfortable, of course you want to start a podcast in the middle of you planning your live event. It's because you don't really want to work on a live event because it makes you uncomfortable. Put that podcast on the shelf and do the big thing. Do the big thing. Okay. Number 3. You need a self-aware leadership plan where you've learned to communicate successfully. This is especially to the women who are still in the stages of children living with you, like Janisha's kids are grown, okay? But you're still in the stage of kids living with you. You are trying to figure out and navigate being multiple people to your family and your business and your community, in your church, to your husband. Do you have a self-aware plan? I, for example, this is my humanity. Every week, every month, the week before my cycle comes, I'm looking at everybody like, why are you talking to me? I might be the only person that's like that. I fully recognize when I PMS. Nobody has to tell me. I feel the anger bubbling up in my own soul. Nobody has to tell me. I can feel it in my own self. Okay. Maybe you're the same way. You recognize when you've had enough. Okay. You recognize when you feel overwhelmed. You're that mature. You're that emotionally mature that you can feel it. You know what that is. And you're able to perceive, I need to communicate differently with the people I love. Hi, I love you. I just don't want to be bothered right now. I know that's rough. You're still my people. Hey, Mo, you're still my people. I'm just going to go lay down right now because I don't like anybody. Okay, let me just let this out. I don't like anybody right now. And my husband knows me well enough. We've been married almost 18 years. He's like, your mama just give her some space. Leave her alone. Okay? It's just who I am. I recognize fully the couple days before when I feel like everybody's breathing is annoying. I, Christina, recognize those are my hormones. I'm mature. Okay? I'm mature. Mature enough to identify that this is who I am right now. Okay. So Mo gets me, Janisha gets me. We're going to be honest today. We're going to tell the truth. Okay. We're going to tell the truth. You need a leadership plan, a strategy that leaves you feeling self-aware. I know myself. I know when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. I do my own, me, Christina. I use all of this up on myself. I do my own investigative homework. And I say, Christina, what did you take on that you were not carrying before? Who do you need to give that back to? Did you start taking over certain cleaning aspects and that's why you're mad with your family? Because the kids are supposed to be doing it? Are you taking over any administrative tasks? You have an assistant for that. Why are you taking this on? Because you feel like it'll be faster than if you send it all. Nope, that invoice can go out in the morning because those are working hours. Are there places in your journey where you lost a level of self-awareness? Now I'm about to pour something extra thick on, and I got 20 minutes. Okay, I got 20 minutes. Something added to this self-awareness is knowing how powerful your own voice is. How powerful is your own voice? That you know what you need. And sometimes we will also have to advocate for ourselves to other people. Now, I did a post about this in relation to Mother's Day, okay? And telling your family how you want to be celebrated, or even going as far as taking yourself out to celebrate on your own. Call that girlfriend. Hey, girl, it's Mother's Day night. When you want to go out, I don't need to wait on anybody to plan anything for me. I'm out. Okay. Taking my little bit of dollars and let's go to Ross and let's have coffee and let's go eat shrimp and leave everybody alone. I don't need to wait on anybody to tell me that, to celebrate myself. I don't need to do that. I have a wonderful husband. I have wonderful children. They're great. Sometimes you just want to be by yourself. You might feel some kind of way about doing that. How do you need to advocate for yourself? And here's the reason I'm saying this, and I'm going to say it loud and proud. Okay. Is that I talk to a lot of women. I'm talking about 15 to 20. I talk to women every week, every month. And they say, Christina, I know I need more support. I am overwhelmed. I'm trying to build my business. I'm trying to be a good mom. I'm trying to drop it like it's hot for my husband. I'm trying to organize my life. I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. I have all of these moving pieces and it is not working. They know it's not working. So then I'm always an advocate for family. So they say, Christina, I need to go and I need to talk to my husband about my decision. I say, okay, no problem. But here's what I see sometimes with some of the ladies. They come back and their husbands don't think that they need the coaching. They come back and their husbands their husbands feel like you're doing fine. And it's because they have put on an air of I've got it covered so long that they've convinced everybody that they're okay. And they've lost the power of their own voice when they say, I'm not okay, and they believe it. I'm not sure if I'm coming or going. I'm not sure if this is the best path. Yes, I could talk about it here, but I want a non-judgmental, a open space where I can do that. And right now I'm struggling with really sitting in. This is what I need as a woman, as a leader, as a business owner, as a mom. Because when I want to step away or I want to do things, I feel guilty. When I want to log off from work, I have women who are in executive level positions as clients. And when it's time to log off, they feel like their name is on the business. They can't log off peacefully to go and be the family woman they want to be. How many times have we lost the power of our own voices? How important is it to go and bring it back? I love you. I'm just letting you know that I'm investing in this, or I've decided to go to this conference, or I'm going to this event. I already found the sitter. I'm gonna order y'all's pizza, or here's the number to all the takeout places. I know y'all will be fine. And you decide to pull away and go and retreat and breathe. But you know inside you're affirming and asserting your own voice. How many of us have lost that smoke? Where we know we have a need, but someone else doesn't feel like we do, so we squash it. This could have happened as a result of how we grew up. This could happen as a result of us sharing the load. This could happen as a result of when you're a mom, your kids go first. It's all of these ideas. Therefore, our own needs go and fall to the wayside or go to the back burner, or that idea sits on the shelf for a slower season of life, whenever that's going to happen. A slower season of life. That's what I'm looking for when things slow down. When the kids are a little older. Hi, Melinda. Thanks for being here. When life slows down. My thought is, if we're doing the essentials, I have time. I have capacity. I have space. Every single goal that I set, I achieve. Every single one. I always find a strategy, a plan of action to get there the fastest way possible. I have 5 kids, just one daughter. She is about to be 14. But Momathon really came to life when she was about 3. Okay. And I remember thinking about my motherhood journey, thinking about my career, thinking about all the things that I sat on the shelf for a while I was being the present mom, doing the things I needed to do. And I remember thinking of her growing up and not wanting her to experience life, motherhood through the lens that I was showing it. Okay. So I was exhausted, frustrated, overwhelmed, body tight, irritated. Everything was a problem. I wanted my house to be a certain kind of way. I wanted my family to be a certain kind of way. And I just wasn't satisfied, wasn't fulfilled. Okay. I wasn't fulfilled. And I did not want her to grow up and feel like this is what womanhood looks like. This is it. It's the best I got for you. Is that you give it all up, and this is, you rest when you're allowed to. And, I know this was your career plan, but I'm going to sit that over here so I can be this kind of mom to you. I didn't want her to have that experience. I wanted her to see a mom who took care of herself, who did work that she loves, that she feels fulfilled in other places besides her family, because it's not your husband's job or your family's job to fulfill you. That's God's job. God calls me by my first name, Christina. He doesn't call me mom or even babe. He just calls me. And from that fullness, I get to love my family well and have fun with my husband and laugh with my kids and do work with amazing women that I love to work and support. Okay? That is it all coming together. These are the essentials. So you have to have a self-aware leadership strategy that brings the whole plan together. The many cogs of your life, right? That all turn and spin and rotate in this very synchronous fashion. It has to work together. They have to coexist. Harmony. So when we master the essentials, we know exactly what's important, who is important, why it's important, and the fastest way to get to my goals. Okay? I'll give you one more example. My husband loves a clean house. He loves, things being well organized and well put together. You want to know what he loves more? A peaceful wife. A peaceful wife. He loves that so much more than everything in the house being perfect and being exactly where it's supposed to be. I, as a mom, had to work on less perfection. That I have 7 people who live here. There's never enough groceries in the fridge. Like, you go grocery shopping that one day, and then my kids eat the whole bag of potatoes in that same day. Okay, there's never this perfect ideal balance, but we do live in harmony. We do live harmoniously, where he does work he loves, I do work I love. We're getting fit together and laughing with our children and still staying in love. Like, all of these layers are important. Okay? So number 1, a calm, well-managed mind. I'm making decisions from a grounded place. I know who I am. I know what my goals are for this quarter, for this year, even for the next 3 years. The next 3 years, you know what you have planned? I do. This beautiful, great picture, I can see it. Okay? The next 3 years. The next 5, what do I want Momathon to look like in 5 years? I can lean there and sit in that place because I'm making decisions from a well-managed mind. Sometimes we procrastinate on that decision making because we're not sure, because we don't trust our own voices. Okay, because we're not going to have our own back. When we make a decision, and if it works out, great, fingers crossed. And if it doesn't look like it's working out, we don't want to have to take the blame for it. So we don't assert, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is the next move I'm going to make, and really believe it. Back in 2020, 2021, I started talking about working with Essence. I started talking about being at different level media opportunities and coaching more ladies and doing different kinds of work. I started talking about it vocally, what we were moving towards. And every single goal that I shared audibly, I completed. I did it. But I was willing to do the extra. I was willing to do the work in order to become that person. Are you willing to have 10 ideas and put 6 of them on the shelf for another time? Are you willing to have 5 great ideas and put 3 of them on the shelf for another time? Because they're not the ones that are going to change your entire life. That one that makes you feel a little uncomfortable, that one that makes you wiggle a little bit when you think about the work it's going to take, that idea is going to be the game-changing idea. That's going to be the one that takes you to the next level, to the next step. But sometimes that's the one that makes us feel like I want to do everything else but that thing. But usually that's the one that God is like, hey, sis, I want to see that come to life. There's somebody that really needs that work. It's what's going to fulfill you. And then it's also going to be what fills in a hole out in the world too. And so all of my clients are these amazing change makers, right? They're these amazing women who are nonprofit founders and attorneys and entrepreneurs and speakers and authors. They all have these amazing ideas, global visions, and they're changing the landscape. They're changing communities. And so then the question is, what is your change? What's your pivot going to be? Where you really begin to angle yourself for what matters the most with a calm and well-managed mind, where you make decisions from a grounded place, not emotional, not pivoting because it's not working the way you thought it was. All those feelings, we're going to put that to the side. We don't make decisions from emotions. We don't make emotional over the top decisions. We make decisions from a grounded place. This is naturally what the next thing is for me. I knew internally, oh, Essence is my next thing. So I could talk about it because I knew that was what was next. And we did it 6 times in 2 years. Okay. This is what we do here in this community. We help you go from overwhelmed, overbooked, where all your time is taken up with other things. Okay. Where all your time is evaporating. One of my clients said slipping through, the time just slips through her fingers. She can't even grab it in time. Somebody else said that they look around and they felt like their life was on fire. These are moms. These are business owners. These are women leaders who said, I look around and it feels like all these parts of my life are so chaotic. So chaotic, burning everywhere. And I'm moving from emergency or urgency from one thing to another, trying to put out the fire, trying to calm the chaos. Okay. So can we make decisions from a grounded place? Can we decide I'm going to put these unessential ideas, okay, off somewhere else for the time being, because they're not going to be what really changes my life. This decision that seems really big, but and a little scary, that's going to be the one. These 2 things, this is going to be what it is. This is what's important to my kids right now. This is what's important to my husband right now. This is what's important to my family health right now. Some of us, man, I only got a few minutes, y'all. Some of us need to slow down because our families are falling apart. Y'all hear me? Some of us need to slow down. We're ambitious. We're hustling. We have this big vision we want to accomplish. And some of us need to slow down because our marriages are on the line. I can't tell y'all how many successful women, I want to achieve these goals. I want to get this doctor. I want to be this person. And on their way, their families are breaking up. On their way, they lose that connection with their children. They're no longer enjoying their kids. On their way to this new place, they're losing sight of what matters the most. Don't be that woman. Don't be that woman. Don't be the one that loses, your time slips through your fingers. Your capacity is just going through your fingers. You can't focus in on anything because your brain is everywhere. And you're constantly trying to calm one emergency or urgency after another to the point where you don't get to be who you're supposed to be. And you don't get to love the people that are in your circle well. Okay? I have 5 minutes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 2 calls to action. Okay? The first one is to join the Momathon community at the 2024 Momathon Conference, October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. If learning to master the essentials, making decisions from a calm, well-managed place, learning how to communicate effectively, and creating a plan that helps you 10x the goals that you have inside. Y'all, I was satisfied with one essence feature. I was satisfied with one. I was like, oh my goodness, I did it. The Lord can call me now, right? But there was so much more planned. There was so much more on God's itinerary for me that I was letting go of. Okay. What would happen if we mastered the essentials and we could literally 10x the goals we have? We could literally bring all of the ideas and all the moving pieces together. That's what we do at the Momathon Conference Workshop Weekend. And so you get to network times 10. Okay. You get to meet new ladies who love the Lord, love their families, and we do not play about building legacy. We worship and we turn up. It is everything for every part of who you are. Okay. So if you're interested in details, I want you to put conference in the comments. Conference in the comments. Okay, so that I can reach out to you with your hotel information and you can grab your tickets. They open at noon Central Time today. Okay, and with my last 3 minutes, there's some of you who are watching who you see something really, really major. Hi, Melinda, I see you. You feel something major happening in your life. You know it's time. And some of us, we've struggled through what they call imposter syndrome. Okay. Now, sometimes we think of imposter syndrome like I'm just trying to be like somebody else. But in reality, I have seen across the board, imposter syndrome can look like procrastination. It can look like trying to keep other people happy, people pleasing while we ourselves are struggling. It can look like knowing we want to do something big, but not what to do next. Okay. It could be as simple as I am accidentally sabotaging my own efforts by sometimes taking so long to make decisions until the decision is made for me. But you have this audacious goal, this big vision that all of your moving pieces work together. Your relationships, whether you're married or unmarried. I have single mom clients too. Being the kind of present, loving mom you want to be, where you have the capacity and endurance to keep up with these amazing people God gave you. You want to be the kind of mom that your children look up to, right? Like, I love taking my daughter with me to go on my work trips and things like that. Like when she can go, because she gets to see her mama in her elements. Because I have work that I love and I encourage her to find work that she loves. But sometimes we're trying to be examples for our children, but it's one of those do as I say, not as I do situations. And so we tell them to prioritize self and practice self-care and slow down and do things with intention and be committed and don't let it overwhelm you. But we ourselves are still working our way through all of the moving pieces that are happening in our life. This is what we do here in the Momathon community. And I, as a productivity coach, my specialty is taking all of your ideas, all of your plans, and we work together in a partnership. In a partnership every single week. We meet just like I'm talking right now to work through what's working, what's not working, and helping you boldly transform and do something different. We want you to do something different. The year's almost halfway over. Either we're being her or we realize it's not giving what it's supposed to give yet. I need to make some dramatic changes. In order for my business to grow, I need to make changes. In order for me to drop the weight, every kind of weight, I need to make some changes. In order for me to love the life I'm walking out, I need to make changes. And this feeling like I'm doing all the things, running from place to place, spot to spot, is no longer serving me. Survival mode is no longer serving me. It's just not. It's not where I want to stay. Okay. And so my clients are leaders of all types, political leaders, attorneys, They're entrepreneurs with families, they're speakers and consultants, a wide range of remarkable women. I have several therapist clients, which is so much fun. But I want you all to know that there's space for you here. Okay. So after this live is over, I'm wrapping it up because I have a coffee chat call with a young mama. I want you to send me a DM. This is about to end in 30 seconds. I want you to click the name, whether it's the Momathon Diaries or Christina Garrett, and send me a message. Just say, Christina, I'm ready to talk about it. And we'll get you on the calendar, okay, to talk it out. All right, bring all your ideas, bring all of your big moves you want to make, bring all the confusion that's happening sometimes in our lives or in our minds. Bring it all. You won't scare me. You're not going to run me away, okay? So that we can help you to create a strategy that actually works, okay, for your season of life, for your family, and for your goals. Okay. All right. I see you all who asked about conference information. I'm going to send that to you. And all of my clients come to the conference VIP style. Okay. So if you want to do next level everything this year, this is definitely the way to go. So hop in my DMs after this is over. Let's set up a time to talk this week and we'll create some mom magic together. Okay. Love you all dearly. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Hey, Risha.